Okay, so day one, activism. I'm a bit late. I was up 4 o'clock because of baby, and so I'm just trying to now find the Extinction Rebellion groups. I don't really know what I'm going to find, to be honest. I'm approaching Westminster. Traffic's pressing back quite a fair distance, maybe 400 metres, so here's hoping that I get some eyes on soon. Oh god, I get run over by a car. Would that be ironic? I'm further along now. There's definitely something going on. I can see people in high-vis jackets, potential. Yeah, no, I've come to the right place, I think. I mean, I knew I had. I've made it to Parliament Square and I can't find anyone. My hopes about the groups turned out to be Asian tourists. So this is a lesson in activism, is if they set a time, try and be on time. Now walking across Westminster Bridge, as you can see, pretty empty, but I think it's because they've blocked the road up there, rather than because I'm in the right place finally. I'm approaching Elephant and Castle now, and the traffic is horrific. It's absolutely chock-a-block. And obviously there's a big conundrum here, because in blocking the streets, you increase the levels of NO2 and you increase diesel emissions or petrol emissions. So there's no kind of pretending that this is not going to make it worse in the short term if we do block streets every day, let's say. But in the long run, maybe it will get through to the government that it's unsustainable in every single way. Also, thinking about the disruption and the inconvenience that naturally this causes people when they're out and about driving. I, for one, am a driver, and I hate being stuck in traffic. But you know, you get over it and it passes and it's not forever. But the irreversible effects of climate change that we're facing, that 99.9% of the scientific community agree is going to happen, will inconvenience us forever. I'm approaching Elephant and Castle now, and something is afoot, which is exciting because it means that, you know, people have actually come out and done what they said they were going to do. So what's your name then?
Phil Kingston.
Phil Kingston. And what brings you out here today?
Well, I'm part of the Rebellion Extinction concern. I got 4 grandchildren, hugely upset and disturbed about their futures because government and business and mainstream media are keeping the subject under wraps, particularly the relationship between the economy and the destruction of the earth.
More students have turned up now, so there's obviously some local universities here, and they're on their lunch break perhaps, or I spoke to one of them and said they do photography, so if anything like my university, they don't have that many contact hours, I bet, so enough time on your hands to come and do a bit of activism.
We need to act now or else nothing's going to be done.
So just chatted to a new mum, relatively new, looked like it from the size of the baby, and I think I persuaded her to come over. It's not a hard sell, is it? Extinction Rebellion as a movement to young parents, new mothers, etc., new fathers, because at the end of the day, we'll be dead before our children, hopefully. So it's for them.
Bless you, little youngster. May life be good to you.
Well, I hope so.
Part of the tactic is that they go onto the road, block it for about 7 minutes, and then come off and let the front drivers go, so that there is a kind of flow to the traffic, even though I saw earlier when I was walking in, it does really have a massive impact. I don't know what the government are going to do about this, because this can't, you know, they've got to take action essentially, and this is what the group's all about. It's about trying to make the government take action. And about declaring a climate emergency. Directive 1, hello, hi.
Hey.
What's your name?
I'm Joe.
Joe,
Yes,
nice to meet you.
what's your name?
I'm Jake.
Jake, good
Lovely
to meet you.
Oh, hi, yes.
Sweet,
Thanks.
welcome to the Extinction Rebellion.
Oh yes, I know, I'm very excited. Oh, this is my first day being an activist, so
Sweet.
also basically the first time using the camera, so I'm a bit shaky
nice.
there.
We've got steady can there.
But we're in the light here, which is great.
Yeah.
So what are the directives then?
Well, the first demand is probably the one that we need to focus on the most, and that's just getting the government to declare a climate emergency.
Okay.
And like, it sounds pretty drastic, but it's been done before. We did it just after the World Wars when resources were like nil and manpower was down. So they declared an emergency. They got people collaborating on like a sort of local level. So our first demand is a climate emergency. Tell the truth to the people and work with the media to sort of disseminate that message of how severe the impacts of climate change are that's coming.
I've actually now come out into the road. Oh my God, committing an act of civil disobedience, technically breaking the law, blocking obstruction of a highway. It's fair to say some people are getting pissed off, which I get as well. It is an inconvenience, but imagine how inconvenient it will be when our kids and their kids don't have enough food to eat. So it's also a great advert for cycling, because you know, if you're a cyclist, you wouldn't have these problems. Cycle for London should really get here and promote cycling, because cyclists will just be laughing right now. I mean, it's getting really gridlocked here now, and understandably people are pissed off. As we can see, ambulances still able to get through, so there's no risk to life other than the fact that I'm maybe breathing a bit too much NO2 because people aren't turning off their engines. We're so lucky to live in a country where we're able to protest and able to peacefully proclaim our views, and I think we should really hold on to that, and that's the hope really, isn't it? The hope that we, through peaceful protest, cause enough of a disruption to enable change, because that's what we've got to do.